Hello and welcome to this video by the RC Biker. Thanks very much for joining us today. Today we're going to be doing the out of boxing video and the first start of the FTX Zorro. So this beautiful little 1/10 scale, it's a short course style truck with a Force 18 sized engine. Now back in about 10 years ago I had the FTX Carnage, which at the time I found very durable. I certainly struggled to break anything on it, and I was very happy with both its performance and its quality. So I'm really excited to see that FTX had released another vehicle into their range, this time rocking the Force 18 engine, which is even better than the Go 18 engine. So in this video we're going to get it out of the box, and I'll pop a link to this car down in the description below where you can visit the website and view some more information, more detailed specifications on this car. So here we go then, so let's get him out of the box. So these are priced at £179 here in the UK. So this car is very much aimed at your beginner hobbyist, so if you're new to Nitro, this car is very much aimed at you. So let's have a look down here and see what we got. So here we've got the, I assume this is going to be the transmitter. So inside this box, wrapped in bubble wrap, is the 2.4 gigahertz transmitter system. Those of you who have got a Habayo Hyper 7 will be very familiar with this transmitter. It's the one with the trims on these switches. Now actually I've been using one of these radios for the last couple of weeks on one of my Hyper 7s, and I'm not that keen on having these trims on these switches, but that is how it is. They are light transmitters, they're very comfortable, so I won't judge a book by its cover, but that's the transmitter that this one comes with. So we'll pop that one there for a second, and then the only thing to get out is the car. Now this thing is an absolute thing of beauty. I went for the orange body shell because I think it looked nicest. FTX have already popped on all of the stickers and that for you, so that's already been done. Hiding underneath at the bottom of the box is the user manual. Okay, now you'll notice that within the user manual they have also included a little exhaust deflector. Now I don't generally use these, but I will use this one because they've included it, and the reason they've included it is it's just going to help expel the exhaust fumes away from this beautiful little body shell. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now, clean up the boxes, and then we'll take a closer look at this one before we start it. Okay, so next thing to do then is remove the body shell. Going to have a little look at the car, see what specifications it's got. Little tip for you, these transmitter boxes are usually perfect width to sit the car on so that the wheels are off the ground when you do the braking. So let's go ahead and remove the body shell. And now the body shell is actually worth looking at on its own, because not only is it this beautiful orange colour, interestingly on the rear we have a full-size spare wheel and tyre. Now this is a usable wheel and tyre, it's not just for show, it is made of rubber. So actually if you find yourself in a situation where you need to change the wheel for whatever reason, or maybe you shred one of the tyres, you've got a full-size spare on the back there, which is really nice. Now on the inside of this body shell you've got all of this plastic caging. Okay, now the purpose of this is firstly to hold these riders, but it's also to reinforce the body shell. Now that's really nice to see, because on the Carnage NT that I had last time I found that the body shell was definitely a real weak point, and I remember that it broke very easily on its first outing. So I'm hoping that this scaffolding here will actually help to really reinforce the body shell, and also it does hold your drivers who are sat chilling inside there. So there's the body shell, definitely worth looking at by itself. And you can also buy this in a blue colour as well if you prefer blue. So here's the car then. So what we're looking at here is it's a 1/10 scale, but it is slightly bigger than the average 1/10 scale. It's a four-wheel drive. Here we have some nice aluminium big bore shocks, fully adjustable shocks. We've got on the front and rear of this one, we have bumpers, okay, and the bumpers have got a lot of flex in them. If we have a look at this here, a lot of flex in there. You see how much we can flex that? We've got this elasticated style piece of plastic there to help absorb the impacts, and hopefully it will just flex rather than snap. So this one is rocking a Force 18 sized engine with a pull start. Of course, if you wanted to, you could fit on a drill start. A 75cc fuel tank on this one, and a single speed center transmission. You can upgrade this one very easily to a 2-speed transmission, and FTX actually have a package provided for you where you can purchase the 2-speed central gearbox and the 2-speed bell gear, so it's nice and easy to upgrade. So looks really nice. We've got this 3mm thick aluminium anodized chassis on the underside with all of the countersunk screws as always. Looks very nice. So certainly from an aesthetic point of view, FTX have done a really good job there, and I can certainly see that the improvements that they've made over the last series of models definitely are worthwhile doing. So next thing I'm going to do is get the car ready to start for the very first time. So for this we're going to need some AA batteries for the transmitter and also for the receiver. However, for the receiver I'm actually going to be using a 6-volt hump pack. I would highly recommend these hump packs over the 4 AA batteries. One, they last longer and there is less chance of failure. When you've got 4 batteries, if one of them comes loose, the car will go running off. With this thing, there's nothing to come loose. So let's remove, I only need 4 of these, so let's remove 4 of these batteries. Installing the batteries and snapping it shut, lovely. And then on the transmitter, if you turn it on, get a nice little beep, and there is your blue power LED down below. Okay, right, let's turn that off for a second. Nothing else to do with that one. Next thing we're going to do is install the receiver batteries, which are housed in this compartment here. So we just need to remove this one Phillips head screw, and then underneath there is where the battery will be housed. Let me grab a screwdriver and we'll do that next. Okay, we'll lift this one out, and you can see that in this little compartment here we have got the receiver and the AA battery holder. Okay, now as I said, I'm going to remove the AA battery holder like so. That can be kept for a spare, and I'm going to install the 6-volt hump pack. So this one simply will plug into there, and then that will house nicely just inside there and is a lot more reliable than the AA batteries. Okay, so receiver batteries installed and the cover has been replaced. Turn on the radio, turn on the transmitter, and I'm going to just check. Steering is working, lovely, and the throttle is working as well. Lovely. So that all seems absolutely fine. One other thing to check as well, if you take it off the stand that you've got it on, just make sure that the brakes are working. So rolling along and use the brakes, and you can see that is nice and good braking system there. Okay, right, back on the stand. Next thing to do is fill this with fuel. Now this is a 0.18 sized engine. 16% nitro will be fine, 20% nitro will be fine, 25% will be fine, 30% will be fine, whatever percentage of nitro you choose, make sure you adjust the glow plug accordingly. I'm going to use 25% nitro and a cold plug. I've not gone quite to the top because we do want to leave a little bit of room at the top for air, and also you don't want to be having any spillages over your brand new truck. Okay, good. So time to start the engine now, and obviously when the engine is new you do need to break it in. We'll be doing the full break-in video on the channel so please check that one out after watching this one. So I'm expecting this engine to be pretty easy to start. Like I say, it is aimed at your kind of beginner hobbyist, so it is only a 0.18 engine as well. Okay, so now that fuel is inside the engine, just going to pull start a few more times just to lubricate the engine. Just gets the fuel around the engine. Just before we start, going to take off the air filter. Just looking inside the carburetor now and making sure that we have a gap of approximately 1 millimeter. Okay, if the gap is too big, you need to turn it down using your idle speed screw. Pop the air filter back on, insert the ignition igniter or glow plug igniter, and then pull the starter. Running on a fairly rich setting, which means there's a little bit of extra fuel going in there, and in the next video we will do the full braking process, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. Started very easily, nicely done, just needed a little bit more throttle trim just to get it going, and you can see now it's been running for a bit. Now I need to turn down that idle, so I'm going to do that now and I'll catch you in the braking video.